Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Mike of Mike, the premier business radio program. I'm your host, Mike King. I appreciate you being here with me. We're coming to you from the ESPN studios, otherwise known as the Mike King Biz Studio, home of the best radio program around, covering business, life, and everything in between. It's kind of like business-ish. You can follow me on all social platforms, hashtag on the Mike with Mike RVA, as well as Mike King Biz. Alrighty, so you know what time it is. It is the world famous Chesterfield Chamber of Commerce Hour. We got the good friend Danielle Fitchie back with us. Welcome back to the program, ma'am.
Thanks, Mike. I've missed you. I feel like it's been a minute. So I apologize for that.
It has been forever since I've seen you, but you guys got a lot of things going on. So you haven't been going too long to remember how we start. You got to tell everybody about the Chesterfield Chamber.
Yeah, so Chesterfield Chamber, if your business wants to do business in Chesterfield or you are in Chesterfield, there's not a better place to grow your business, grow your relationships, and make more money than the Chesterfield Chamber of Commerce. And you can find us at chesterfieldchamber.com or Chesterfield Chamber VA on all social media.
Chesterfield continues to have big wins across the board, all types of business and industry. So Chesterfield Chamber, the Chamber of Commerce is not old and stuffy for old businesses. The Chamber is dynamic. Let's talk about the Chamber, of how you see it and run it, because your salespeople are Chamber members.
That's exactly right. I mean, in fact, you know, our brand promise is we are a committed group of professionals to your success. And I say we because it's not just our team and our staff. I mean, we get paid to promote your business, but our members are committed to your success. Our members truly want to know what you do, how we can help, and where's the intersection of partnership and collaboration. I mean, that's the Mike King motto, isn't it? Collaboration and partnership. So
it is, but now you have traded in your staff. You got the young guns now.
I'm the old one on the circuit. Oh my goodness.
You got the young guns with the energy. Let's talk about your crew.
That's why you haven't seen me. They're wearing me out. I needed a nap.
Okay, so you got Abby?
We've got Abby. I mean, we have a very dynamic team. Abby heads up marketing and our programs, which are like our signature events and committee work. So things where people can get involved and do stuff around their interest that they're passionate about. So she heads up like our young professionals group. She's heading up our business solutions summit. She heads up our nonprofit committee. So ways for you to plug in. Abby is your go-to person. And then Jonathan is our membership development team member, and he is out there growing the chamber, meeting people where they are and bringing them into the chamber. And then our latest and newest hire, Dana is our member relations person. And so Dana came from the event side of industry and is coming into what we call chamber world, if you will, and is learning the chamber world, but has been on the business community. She's local, graduated from Virginia
She
State.
knows a bunch of people.
She does know a bunch of people. Yep, she's worked out in San Francisco and then in Northern California, I forget in the city. And I think she even worked in New York for a while and has come back home to Central Virginia. So we're fortunate to have her join us.
So shout out to your crew. I mean, they get stuff done. You know, it is already. So I haven't talked to you since we got to put a wrap on the event at the CTC last month.
Yes. So, I mean, we're doing so much at a high level of quality for our members. So last month, for instance, we combined our luncheon and business trade show, expo, if you will. So our vendors came out. I mean, and it was a fantastic day.
Yes, it was.
We had 30 some vendors show up with well over 200 people getting to see them. We had an educational workshop during lunch, had it open later in the day for the public, and just really showcasing some of the business community, just a small little snippet of the business community at the luncheon. And one of the things that I heard was, couldn't we have 30 some businesses every single month? We could, but you guys might want to go do other work.
You had businesses, so there were vendors all around the room. And
Yeah.
some were, they were double stacked. And they were happy because they were exposed to a good number of people. There were some new ones there that I'd never heard of.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's, what makes Chesterfield a really great place to do business is that if you have a passion for a particular industry or a particular line of work, that Chesterfield is a fantastic place to start that work and grow your business right here. And so we are allowing outlets for people to grow their business, hire staff, and really contribute right here in the county.
You also had the legislative event.
Oh, that was just, a rock star event. We were so excited. We were able to partner with the SOVA Virginia Chamber, so Southern Virginia Chamber, which is the combined Colonial
Shout
Heights
out
and
to John
Petersburg
Brandt
Chamber.
doing big things.
Yep. And then our friends at Virginia State and hosted it there at Gateway Dining. And, Virginia State is in Chesterfield. The entire campus is actually in Chesterfield.
And you have to let people know that because
people have to tell people that.
People get confused.
They do. They do. Virginia State is one of two land grant institutions here in Virginia State and Virginia Tech. They also kind of serve as this intersect of, I feel like they're almost like Switzerland. It's where Petersburg, Colonial Heights, and Chesterfield all come together on all three sides of campus.
Because until you let me know, I swore wholeheartedly that it was Colonial Heights.
Oh, campus? Yeah. Usually I hear that it's in Petersburg.
Really?
But yeah, so everything north of Appomattox is Chesterfield right there at campus. So the campus is north of the river. And then just east of campus is Colonial Heights, like the next road over.
Because when I was talking to the folks there at Colonial Heights, they were kind of not claiming it as their own, but because I didn't know, hey, they were, we have to cater to. And when I was talking to the mayor, making sure that we have to cater to and understand the partnership with Virginia State.
Yeah, but isn't that a great thing for Virginia State?
It is.
That everybody wants to be.
Everybody wants them.
Everybody wants them. So it was a fantastic event. We had elected officials and department heads from all three localities attended the event. We had the city managers from both Petersburg and Colonial Heights give a welcome, along with our vice chair of Chesterfield Board of Supervisors, Mr. Holland, give a welcome on behalf of each locality, and then had a number of state elected officials. We also had a moment of remembrance and silence in the passing of Congressman McEachin. Many of your listeners, I'm sure, know that Eldon Burton, who's been on staff at Virginia State for a number of years, his former position was chief of staff for McEachin, his last state position that he had. And so Eldon was nice enough to do a little remembrance and moment of silence on the passing of Congressman McEachin. Was just a heartfelt moment. And then, it was a good time to fellowship. This is really a thank you event for elected officials. It's purposely held after election. And so that we can thank the officials for their time they've served and what they're getting ready to do going into the first quarter. Virginia State was quite the host, and we hope to be back there and make that an annual venue for that event.
Well, I think so. It's on the mic, and Mike Danielle Fitzhugh is here with us as we're getting ready to go. And the chamber is about business. As you say, elections have consequences. How do you get ready for the upcoming General Assembly and things that are important to Chesterfield business? What are you guys doing right now to get ready?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing is don't wait till January to start a relationship, right? So, we had the legislative reception the other week, and so that's a venue to talk to a bunch of elected officials. And just digress just one moment. Mark Miller, who is the most recent elected Board of Supervisors for Chesterfield, representing Midlothian District, in the election this past November, was at the reception, and all 5 Board of Supervisors have been on campus at VSU this year, which is the only locality that has had every locality elected official on campus in exactly the whole year.
Wow.
So we were very proud of that. Chesterfield showed up in strong force. But, to go back, I think General Assembly, bills are already being prepared and written. We know of some of those big bills that are getting ready to, go in. So you've got to start relationship building, right? It's something we do very well, is help our business community build relationships with the elected officials, and they really want to know what's important to them. So if you want to get in front of those elected officials, because everybody is getting in front of them come January through March, right? You've got to do it early. It is a 12-month game plan. It is not a 1-month or 3-month game plan. And just, know what your priorities are as an industry, what's important. We had Virginia Chamber hosted the Virginia Economic Summit and International Trade Summit last Friday at the Richmond Convention Center. And, it is not a political event by party. It is a policy event, meaning this is how we get business done. And you really need to think about that as a 12-month plan of what things are important to business.
Here you go, Danielle Fitzhugh dropping nuggets on us. All righty, so how can people find the Chesterfield Chamber out there?
You can find us at chesterfieldchamber.com or on social media at Chesterfield Chamber VA on all social media handles. And it is the holiday season, and so we will be making rounds. We will be going across the other river to the north of us this month to host our holiday after hours, our holiday chamber night out. We're actually partnering with the Goochland Chamber. We'll be a little closer to you, Mike. And so on December 20th, we will be at Fast Signs production facility in Mannequin.
Back there again.
Yep. So we're going to be in Mannequin on Fast Signs on December 20th from 5:30 to 7:30. Partnering with our friends at the Goochland Chamber. So if you want to come hang out, network with a couple communities, just hit us up and I'm happy to get you a guest pass. If you're a listener, said you tell us you heard it on the Mike King Show, and we'll get you a ticket.
There you go. All right, so that's the Goochland Chamber, the Chesterfield Chamber, and my man Rob White at Fast Signs. It doesn't get any better than that. All righty, so the week upcoming, you guys have something big coming up at the luncheon next week.
We do. It's become, again, a very star-studded signature event for us, which is our December State of the County. We actually partner with Chamber RVA. We are one county. And so while we get a snippet, small commercial of activity of going on in the county each month at our lunch, when you hear it collectively every year in the state of the county, we know there are many great reasons to have your business here, to live here and make this a community, but you will hear it all at one time at the state of the community. And so that's going to take place on the 14th of December at CTC on Hull Street. Tickets can be purchased online or hit us up on social media on LinkedIn or Facebook at either of our event pages for that.
So the monthly lunches are big. As you say, that is it on a monthly basis. That's the place to be. But now this right here takes it to another level.
It is. So, there's this state address. We have our state of the county. We have our version of it, right? So this really is just an opportunity. Like you mentioned at the opening of the show, Chesterfield keeps having the big announcements.
Constantly.
But you'll hear it all in addition to the big announcements. What else has happened over the course of the year and what's taking place next year?
Because a lot of times, and we've had this conversation before, what's a big splash today happened years ago. Or so Dr. Casey's going to drop on us what's happening that maybe flew under the radar because we were too busy highlighting and being excited about the big wins that are happening that get the real attention.
That's right. A lots, most, and with the exception of the Lego deal, most of the huge projects and job creation that has happened in the county this year has been expansion projects, right? So not new, but businesses that are already here realize Chesterfield is a good business environment. And instead of expanding their business in another locality, another state, another country, they decided to expand their business right here in Chesterfield and keep those jobs and economic growth here.
So we hear about the Lego, we hear about the farming company that's coming, but they're weekly and daily wins for smaller businesses that really find a home in the chamber to find success, as well as partnership and things that can help them. Let's talk about the smaller wins that are wins that maybe everybody doesn't hear about, but it's the impact of keeping doors open and keeping business moving.
Yeah, and I think something that, people always think, well, that, expansion projects really don't speak to me and the work that I'm doing. But an expansion project could be something as small as creating 3 to 5 additional jobs. If you are a small business of 1 or 2, an entrepreneur, a partnership, a limited partnership, and then all of a sudden you double your
That's big.
footprint, that's big. And so I think our community is still 85% small business, but off the tip of your tongue, those large businesses that make up that 15%. So I think we just can't forget about, in addition to all the things we see going up around the county, is the backbone of our county, backbone of our country really is still small business.
All right, Danielle Fitzhugh is here with us. Bam, you talk to a lot of people. What's the word on the street? How are businesses doing now? And what's the forecast going into 2023?
Yeah, I think there's still there's some caution with the rate of inflation currently at the moment. I'm not seeing as much spending curve, especially here locally, but there is a little bit sense of caution. But some of that is tapering off too in this environment. So I'm very hopeful for the beginning of the 2023 first quarter and business performance. Job creation is still, at top of mind, getting workers, jobs are still growing. And so that's always all positive signs of what the business environment is doing. And that hasn't changed locally either.
What's the 2 or 3 things on the docket for the chamber for 2023 that you guys?
Yeah, so we're getting ready to do leadership changeover at our leadership. So we'll see.
Oh, there we go.
Announcements. Yeah, new board chairs, new executive committee, all committees, that kind of thing. But you'll also see some pieces of our strategic plan being released in the first quarter as well. So stay tuned for that as we kind of a year post-COVID, what does the business environment look like?
So did the new board really got some real energy coming on board there? And it's people who sort of been around for a while, and then you get some new folks who really caught the bug. They caught they drank the Kool-Aid for the Chesterfield Chamber. Let's talk about, and that's what I have to say, your board positions are coveted. Yes, they are. So we've had the conversation before. It's not everybody don't make the cut who wants to get on board.
Everybody doesn't make the cut. Yeah, I do now say that in our member orientation.
Yes, you do. So that, but you know what that says? It's an active board.
It is. It is. Well, and we want people to spend time with things that they value, right? So we're fortunate that we have lots of members that value their time and energy with the Chesterfield Chamber, which means we have lots of people that are willing to serve, right? And so if you have lots of people willing to serve, that's always a good thing. And it's positive that we have a pool of people willing to step up, because it's not my chamber, it's their chamber.
And you let people know that. You let people know that you get out of the chamber what you put into it, but you're not letting people be wallflowers.
No,
No,
no. I
no,
mean, we
no.
work to try to get them engaged. I mean, we do everything. It's kind of like, there's that adage of the hook to pull you off the stage. We're the hook to pull you in.
Into the
And
middle of the
so,
floor, yes.
in the middle of the floor. So, if you're not involved, I mean, you've really just got to completely turned us off.
There you go. Danielle Fitzhugh, El Presidente, is here with us. Ma'am, one last time, how can people find you out there?
That's right. We can find us at chesterfieldchamber.com or Chesterfield Chamber VA on social media.
There you go. Chesterfield Chamber put me on the map. That's for sure. Like, yes. So it's funny when I look through the the new board members, I'm like, well, I kind of know a good number of those people.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we'd like to thank you for coming on the program. On the Mic with Mike, the Chesterfield Chamber is the place to be. You can find them there. Contact them. It will help your business. It is the definitive place to do business in Chesterfield. So we'd like to thank you for coming on the program. Ma'am, take care now. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.